the Lady of Elche and the mysterious Queen of Atlantis with this strange device that she was wearing, a device that was flanking her head on her temples. The Lady of Elche. It's a limestone bust discovered in 1897 at La Alcudia in an archaeological site in the private estate south of Elche in Spain. It's currently exhibited in the National Archaeological Museum of Spain, Madrid. It's known as an Iberian artifact from the 4th century BC. The artisanship suggests strong Hellenistic features. In other words, it could be Greek statue. According to the Encyclopedia of Religion, the Lady of Elche is believed to have a direct association with Tanit, the goddess of Carthage, who was worshipped by the Punic Iberians. Sculptures features the Celt-Iberian culture, the mitre and the pendants, and the own Iberian fibula. It's a beautiful piece. You can see how beautiful her face is. Now, what is this? What are these things flanking her head? First of all, you'll see some images here of the painting by James Tissot. It looks like she's wearing the girl is wearing something similar to the Lady of Elche. In other words, things flanking her head. This is supposed to be a painting of the daughter of Jephthah. Jephthah's daughter is a figure in the Hebrew Bible whose story is recounted in Judges 11. The judge Jephthah had just won a battle over the Ammonites and vowed that he would offer the first thing that came out of his house as a burnt offering to Yahweh. And the first thing that came out was his daughter. Anyway, she's here depicted by James Tissot with these types of ornamentations around her temples. Now, what depicts this famous Lady of Elche in Spain? It's very interesting and mysterious in appearance and enigmatic. What was its origin? What were these things flanking her head? Although in reality not much is known about the bust of this statue, many describe it as the Queen of Atlantis for some reason. The bust dates back to 5th and 4th centuries BC, designs on the clothes she wears and the strange, huge circular artifacts on her temples. The ornate wheels or shields the size of her head suggest something exotic, something having to do perhaps with space, something which seems to have come from an extraterrestrial civilization, a complex high-tech device perhaps, an unknown means of possible communications. They also refer to an ancient civilization that knew and managed such technology. The bust is 56 centimeters tall, weighing about 65 kilograms, so it's pretty heavy. It has a symmetrical, perfectly harmonious face, while it seems that initially we find that it was painted in bright red and blue colors. And if you look at the bust from its profile, we'll find that it has a remarkable protrusion of a large and significantly elongated skull covered with a conical hat. Immediately, it refers to well-known elongated skulls of the Paracas culture, without necessarily meaning that the figure has a similar long skull. Now, at the back of the sculpture on the neck, there's a hollow, which suggests that it might have been used as a container or receiver for another unknown object, or possibly for documents that could reveal its mystery. This was discovered August 4th, 1897 on the private property, which is now the archaeological site near Elche, Spain. It was discovered by farmers who were doing work there, but according to local tradition, it was 14-year-old Manuel Campello Esclapez who discovered the statue. Originally, the Lady of Elche was bought for 4,000 francs by French archaeologist Pierre Paris and exhibited at the Louvre Museum. About 7 decades later, it was restored and became a member of the permanent collection of the National Archaeological Museum of Madrid, Spain. With this very interesting bust, the father of the theory of the ancient astronauts, Eric von Daniken, says it was natural and expected. His vision and reasoning around the Lady of Elche brought a new dimension to her unknown origins. So many theories have emerged about these wheels at the sides of her head as a kind of spacecraft that could come from high-tech and know-how, the culture of the technology of lost Atlantis, Atlantean technology. Somehow in this place, the Lady of Elche became the lady or the queen of Atlantis. All of this may sound exciting or science fiction, but there may be some clues that even hypothetically, the link with the Lady of Elche could be to Atlantis. In 1966, a metal relief engraved with the image of a lady almost identical to that of the Lady of Elche comes to light from Utah in the USA. Could these two ancient relics be somehow connected to each other? Despite the huge distances between Elche and Utah, what an entire ocean between them, with the entire ocean, how coincidental is that? There are several traditions and mythological elements that originate from these areas, especially from Central America, that connect them with an ancient civilizations from the Atlantic Ocean, Atlantis, for example. Similarly, there are reports and legends from coastal areas, civilizations, and not only these, areas in the Straits of Gibraltar related to Atlantis. And while we have a relief from the Utah lady that looks like the Lady of Elche, at the Gomet National Museum of Asian Art, there is a terracotta artifact found at the Chandraketura site in West Bengal, India, depicting a female figure that focuses heavily on a woman's curves, crafted similarly to this. So like the fascinating bust of Lady of Elche, or the relief from Utah, it features similar shields and wheels around the head on the temples of the head, while displaying beautiful jewelry hanging from the ears. They seem to have a lot in common. So one wonders if they depict the same type of figure, something that cannot be ruled out. Searching very carefully in various museums around the world, there may be other similar exhibits that could be said to have some comparable resemblances to the Lady of Elche. So what would that mean? What was an ancient world culture that dictated some common features like this? For the Lady of Elche, the limestone bust, this artwork that is meticulously crafted, some speculate that it depicts an ancient deity from Carthage, Tanit, also known as the Virgin Goddess of War, and was also worshipped as a fertility deity. Is the Lady of Elche a priestess with some strange ritual helmet? Is it an ancient deity? Is she an ancient astronaut with high-tech device placed on her head? Well, whatever the origin, whatever it depicts, is widely considered to be one of the most striking examples of sculpture ever found on our planet. What do you think this could be? What is this contraption that is on the side of her head? Now, if we were women, having this type of a headpiece on our head, okay, never mind the earrings, which are obviously very heavy, but to have this kind of contraption flanking you on your head, that must be very cumbersome. It must be very heavy. So what was the function of these things? And you could look at it forever and ever, and it's very mesmerizing because we're trying to figure out what this thing is. Anyway, if you have any idea, please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.